This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages. Right here on the house that Kamurai built. It's the Vlogcast. And I am Kamurai here to talk to you about things and stuff going on in my life this past week. First bit is housekeeping. My podcast will be erratic, more so than usual over the next few weeks. And we'll see if they last, because I may end up in another spot within a month that I may or may not be able to get out of. I don't know. There are things afoot for solutions and whatnot, but it's really like trying to stem the flow of blood when someone's dying and just not having enough gauze. So, like gauze, money's made of cotton, not paper. So I am working on getting more of it. And it's not so much money, like once I get paid for last month, because I didn't get paid. And it was due yesterday, so I'm concerned. So we'll have to just see what becomes of it. I've shifted over to driving full time, and now I took the weekend like I usually do, and then I took a third day just to kind of catch up on things, and then Tuesday I was like, okay, let's fix my driver's license issue, and then I can go do my registration. For some fucking reason, the DMV here thinks that it needs information on all my vehicles in order to update my driver's license, and it doesn't. I don't know what their fucking damage is. So infuriating that I had to wait 2 hours just to figure that out. And they don't need it. They don't need it. I could just say I don't own any cars. I just drive other people's. And they can't argue with me. I don't understand why I get fucked over every time I'm being honest about my situation. It's ridiculous, and we have such a fucked up system that I don't know why that was ever a thought that we would need that out of people. It's very frustrating. However, so I went over the title place to handle that. The big catch being that I lost the last registration that I had. I don't know if I threw it out. I don't know what I did with it. I do know that when I went to do my taxes, I pulled it out to look at it there, realized it was expired, and that I couldn't even use it on my taxes because I didn't. It was for my it would have been for my previous tax year. So I have no idea where it went, or if I scanned it. Is it in the scanner? That would be really annoying. It doesn't look like it's in the scanner. But so I have no idea where that went. So called USA to get copy of the title, but it's an electronic title, so it doesn't have a front, essentially, which is horseshit. So they're trying to get it changed over to a physical copy for the state of Texas, but that's going to take a couple weeks. So it all ended up being like that. I did get a temporary tag, so I can drive it legally if I put that up in the window or over the license plate or whatever. But just being honest, it's like it's not worth the trouble dealing with it. Like, it's just fine. It'll sit there. I'll have it. You know, it's probably in the trunk of the wrong car now that I think about it, but like I'll keep it around so I can be like, look, it's there. And like I'm almost at a point where it's like, can I just return the car and like cancel the debt I have on it? Having two car payments is horrible. Like, I'm sure somebody thinks I'm fancy because I have two cars, and I really don't care. I don't think I ever cared about having a perception of for myself. It's really ridiculous. I'd much rather not have the payments. If I could find a used junker to buy for $300 and drive that for a living still, I would do that in a heartbeat. But standards for Uber have increased so much that I had to do what I did to get the car, and it was great that it was only like $250 down. It's a pain in the ass dealing with the exchange, but I'm driving, and I started back yesterday, and I actually got on board with Favor. I did my like ride along. So for whatever reason, that was a lot of being in a hot, sweaty place. And afterwards, I was tired because I woke up at like 5, started around like 7:30. And then I got a call at like 5:50 this morning from fucking. I thought it was her husband, one of my friend's husbands. Like, I don't know why he got my number, and he even mentioned Facebook. Um, and I don't understand what he was calling about other than a birthday. I listened to it like 3 times. It really seemed like he got high and delusional or something, and oh my god, just ridiculous. But um, yeah, so I dealt with that this morning. Then I can go back to sleep for a bit. I finally did get some more sleep. The whole point was to let me try to sleep in, so I'd wake up later, so I could start later, so I could work later. Because shifting my sleep cycle's never been good. I did put in for some software positions this morning though, and I got to keep up on that and try to keep all my emails. Um, I think in the meantime I'm gonna have to cut out some services, so I don't know if I'm gonna have Netflix or HBO Now next month. If I can just get paid for last month, I can definitely keep it on another month. But let's just be honest, like it's their luxury type things. Um, Now, granted, like I don't have a lot of that stuff going on. I've got bills like for the house. I've got rent to pay. I've got insurances to pay. I've got debt to pay off. Um, I've My recreational budget goes towards like Hulu, Netflix, and HBO Now because we're in Game of Thrones season. And then like I occasionally buy a game. The rest of it's like food. Like and like I realize my rate might be slightly high ish for how long I've been here. Um but it really, but I've got in stuff from Kickstarters. That's where I've gotten most of the stuff that I've gotten in this year. And then I bought the Battlestar set and I bought the Pandemic set. And the Pandemic set I had like a free $100 towards. So I don't feel bad about that at all. Um, Battlestar was kind of a sanity purchase, if we're being honest. Uh, I still don't have all the rules down for that, and I haven't been able to play that because I don't know if people will play a proper game of it, apparently. So I'm a sad sack with no friends. Whatever. Um, I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I'm not gonna have time. If I have any free time to be social, it's gonna have to be grab here or there. Like Electrifine's having like a thing tomorrow at a place, so I might take an hour out to go do that. But Katie's gonna get my priority if I have time to spare. Um, I spent a little bit of time with Kane last night, showing him some of the board games that I've started up, and then I realized that like some of the rules were missing clarity, so I readdressed that, and hopefully those will be better. I could probably switch the visibility back now that I think about it. Um, so I'll go ahead and do that while I'm on here. Unfortunately, the games that I haven't play tested enough work better with more people than less, and I actually like that too. And I like that they're games that run to zero quickly. And when I say that, what I mean is that when you have games, there's a lot of games that will just go on forever. Uh, these games that I've made, the 4 simplest games I've made, definitely run to zero rather quickly. The rules either state that you have to progress the game towards its end, or that you're motivated to. There's not going to be a lot of dilly-dallying. Otherwise, what are you doing? You're just hurting yourself. So, like, in the way, you're constantly trying to get yourself out of the thing. And if you give up on that, then yeah, of course you're going to, you're not going to get off the board. You're going to get stuck in a corner because you gave up. But if you're actively trying to play, it will push itself to the end eventually. Conversion looks like it'll do something similar, and then Conspiratorium looks like it will as well, because I don't know, it just seems like it seems like if you're trying at all, that's what you're going to do. You're not going to just manipulate things, but once killings start happening, that'll go well. And I really see that game like going down to killing like a bunch of killing, like rash killings, and then like it's down to like whatever manageable level it can be, and then because the whole point is that like you're all secret agents, and each token on the board nobody knows what it is unless you spend a turn to look at it, and then you have to hope that nobody changed it. And you could spend a whole game just changing things people looked at. But then you can make some clever deductions about what's going on with it, and hopefully it'll be good. Oh, that was cute. CT was rubbing on Ivory. I have no idea why, but interesting. It's really funny, since I moved the desk over there, like they've started sitting on the desk more, but there's been more activity for the window, but there's not a chair dedicated in front of it. Like there used to be. And I think maybe it was just that Rooster was dominating the chair and nobody else wanted to sit with him. I wonder if he smells. I wonder if cats can figure that out and be like, hey, you're a stinky cat. I don't want to be around you, even if humans can't smell it. It might be a thing. I don't know. So yeah, so the number of things that I want to spend time on hasn't changed, but the time available for me to work on things definitely has changed. It's definitely shrunk, so I've got to prioritize more and more. I'm so happy I've got these 4 games pushed out to Tabletop Simulator. When I can, I'm going to get some time spent to doing, how do you say it, Blender to get the 5th one up, and if I get that done, I'll do the deck builder, because it'll take longer to do the card assets, even if I just do stick figures for everything, than it will for me to do the models. Mostly because I've got picture images for those tiles down already, so it's just a matter of placing it in the thing, and I've got to figure out how to do it properly, because I'm going to have to make templates, because for the single square tiles I've got it. The tiles all look like Tetris pieces essentially. So you've got a zig and you've got a zag, you've got a cross piece, and you've got the lines. So I'm going to have to excuse me, take the things I've got and reduce them to like to taking up those spaces. Blender Textures is a weird game. I'm super happy I don't deal in that world. It takes slightly longer. I've actually got the process down now, so it shouldn't take too long, but it's gonna take a minute to do it. Fortunately, I only have to do one of each type, and then once I've got that done, I can just apply that to all of them, and it's just a matter of creating the things in game, and like you attach this to this and this to this, and I somehow got Katie invested in doing the voice acting for the thing with me, even if we're both terrible. I did actually record voices for me, so what I could do is redo it on the phones, because the phones actually have really good microphones. This isn't bad, and that's not even bad if you're close enough on the webcam, but the phones really seem to have the best quality of audio. So what we'll probably do is we'll record on the phones, and we'll do it that way, and we'll treat those as professional mics. They're not, but they'll do the job. I don't mind doing it on this. And I think this is what I recorded on before. But if I'm gonna bother to re-record with her, then we'll do that. I'll just have to get her the script and let her read it over. It's not long. It's like two half scenes, really. And if we can just get the voices down, because I just can't do a lady voice. That's what it comes down to. But I can get the proof of concept up, and depending upon how much work that actually takes, that'll gear us towards what the next thing are. And I can start playing the campaign. That'll be the fun thing. I've got to jump back into Sun Age too. I wanted to kill that bitch and move on to the other ones, because I'm mad that I bought software. And granted, I didn't think I could get a hold of it legally, but I bought software that I can't use. So I'm waiting on this other thing. Oi, oi, oi. This may or may not be the greatest thing ever. It's not. But I honestly thought about just getting on here and eating potato chips or Doritos. I guess they're corn chips. They're not potato chips, aren't they? And just making that a thing for like 5 minutes. And I just don't have enough to talk about because it's really just a lot of stressing out, and trying to figure out how to make this work properly. And if I can really like step it up and get a software job, this won't be so bad. I don't know. Like a little bit of guidance would be nice if it would lead to anything I'd actually want to do. Fuck, I'd love to bring, I don't know what they'd call it, like, I'd love to be able to pitch this web series to Rooster Teeth and be like, hey, let's do this. But in order to make that happen, I'd probably have to do like a season of it. And the first thing is going to be getting the not the Kickstarter, but the proof of concept up, and then I can use that towards a campaign, possibly, if I can get any traction with it at all. Yay! Like such an asshat. I do need to attach the media page that you see down at the bottom of your screen there. What, Ivory? To the Patreon and make sure that that's coming up, and I need to start doing work. Tux! You're such a bad kitty. You wanna come over and get pets? I'm not changing my frame, but I'll pet you if you come here. Oh, I really shouldn't have you in my lap, though. Good call. Good call, kitty. Yeah, these are gonna be work clothes. I've got shorts on and this nondescript t-shirt, so I'm going to go drive people around and just hope. But I'll probably be doing that for quite some time. It is getting towards summer again, so we are increasingly getting the chance that someone topless will get in my car. That'll be interesting. I did have a really cute fairy yesterday. The problem was that she didn't speak English very well, and I speak worse Spanish. So, like, she seemed open to having conversation, but, like, she didn't know what to say in English, and, like, I gave an attempt in Spanish, but I obviously did not remember enough. I was trying to get across that I spoke kitchen Spanish, and she's like, oh, it's like Spanglish. And it's like, yeah. And we sat there. She gave me this big smile, and I couldn't tell if the smile was like, oh, hey, you're cute and all, or if it was, please don't kill me, because the please don't kill me smile is supposed to look like the other one to create endearing natures so that you don't kill them. I don't know. I don't see it as often as I say, but I probably see it more often than most people I would think of. It's I don't know, but like she was really cute, like and it's if I knew Spanish for would you like to have a three-way, it probably would have came up as a joke if nothing else. But that's right. I like it when pretty girls smile at me. That's all. That was all the bonus category. It's like that's I'm not expecting that. I'm not like asking for it. Um, so whatever. I told Katie about that, so it's not like I'm being dishonest. I love when people try to catch you being a fuck up or an asshole or a jerk, whatever you want to call it, and you're like, yeah, she knows. It's the first person I talk to about it. Because it's just reality. I'd have to do something in order for someone to be upset with me. I didn't really do anything. I made observations. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to try to like dig at the deeper meaning and meat of it all, um, there wasn't any there. It's like I still like my girlfriend. People get silly with it though, and granted, like her and I both have similar paranoia in things, but she's cognizant of that. Like I don't want to leave her for anyone, so yay. We'll deal from there. That's what you got. You just gotta get somewhere, and then you can go from there. So as long as you're moving from one place to the next in life, like that's where it goes. So hopefully that's what we're doing here. I was kind of hoping like I'd have less of my stuff now. Like I've got a couple storage bins still. Um, Woo, excuse me. I've got a couple, or I've still got a couple storage bins, and a couple of them are just filled with random stuff. I don't know what really to do with it. Like, if I had a toolbox, probably about half of it would end up in there. But I've got to go through, and I don't know when I'm going to schedule out time for that, but I've got to go through all the loose paperwork I have because I don't know where it all came from and file it away. Like there's pay stubs, like that'll be easy. There's veterinary stuff, that'll be easy, but I don't no idea what the rest of it is. Like I don't know where it got from, but I was going through looking for the registration I'm missing for my vehicle, and I didn't see it in there at all. Um, and I doubt this is gonna happen. Like I could just go through and scan it all in, and then not deal with it from there. If I'm being honest, that's what it feels like. What is your guys' deal with this carpet? They love molesting this carpet. Um, I don't like telling them no, but it's a bad habit, and little already taught them to scratch up the furniture, so I've got duct tape on there. Um, I don't know if they don't like to scratch the duct tape as much, but they seem to do it less often with it there, and it'll help prevent the actual upholstery or whatever it's called from. They're both ruined at this point, though. Like they're giveaway couches, if that. Couches are a weird thing. You might actually have to pay somebody to take it away, just because they're such a pain in the ass piece of furniture. They don't fit through doors properly. Um, like they're heavy typically. I can one man a couch, but it's super hard to get it through a door by yourself. Near impossible if I'm being honest. And I don't understand why we don't design things better. Now maybe in modern houses and stuff it's like that, but like because this is an older place. Um, but I'm wondering if like that's really a thought that like architectures and architects think of when they do architecture is like, hey, the doors need to be this wide because couches are typically this wide. And if you have an extra big couch, well, screw you. But if you've got a normal to small couch, great. I have my glass. Oh, I do have my glasses. Like, I'm having trouble seeing the third monitor a little bit for whatever reason. Okay. I keep seeing this one animation on YouNow pop up, and I guess it's the same person. So hello and thank you for watching, but I never know what it is because it's always so far away. And I am curious, like, Meerkat, like, let's see, it says... Well, this feels like a very old thing to do. I think it says 25 people and 2 people are still there for whatever reason. And I'm sure, like, there's a couple bot things that just go through feeds to try to make it look like Meerkat's still viable. Like, and Periscope definitely doesn't seem to have that because I don't get new people wandering through my feed. Periscope seems to be only people that are in my Twitter feed, and of course, next to no one bothers to click on it because it's inconvenient timing. I don't care, whatever. We like to pretend we have friendships in this world, and that's what it is. It's fine. Get 'em, Tux, get 'em! I'm always rooting for Pig. The funny thing is, just Pig's like twice his size. But I'm glad they wrestle a little bit. Oh, man. I need to play the lottery again. That's something I can throw away money on, right? Right? But what if I win? What if? Like, in my head, it's always, like, the romantic story. It's like, it could be the thing, and what a great tale it would be, and then I could do... the common phrase is, like, whatever I want, the things I've always wanted to do. Honestly, it would knock away my debt. Now, I would do the monthly stipends. I would never do the lump sum. But, because you just lose too much of it if you do the lump sum. If you do the monthly stipends, for whatever reason, you lose slightly less. And I think it's because it's bracketed per recipient or receipt thereof. So if you receive $10,000 at a time, they take away 1,000. Versus if you take $1 million, they take away like 15% instead. So it's like 1,500, or well, I'm sorry, 15,000. You got to do your proportions correct, kids. Stay in school and then get out. So it's really stay in school the minimal amount of time and then get the fuck out. And don't rack up crazy debt you don't need. Yeah, that covers it. But yeah, so like for the lottery, like I definitely would be taking the monthly, and then I would pay myself X amount of that, so I get rid of debt and everything, and still live. I would essentially put myself on salary for doing the nonsense that I do. But it would actually free me up to do marketing as well as talent work plus production work. It would fund the dream. I'd be able to taste the rainbow for real. I don't know what that means, but and then I'd be able to actually like hire people, and that would be that'd be the most interesting conversations I think that I've ever had in my entire life. Just realized what all that was. Like, hey, what would it take for you to stop doing the thing you're doing with the company you're doing, and then come hang out with me ad nauseum? Okay, the picture's just scrunched in Meerkat. So, and then of course, like we'd have to measure burn rates. I couldn't hire on 20 people, but I might be able to do 10. Just depends on what I got for the month. On 10,000, I'd probably be able to hire an artist, and that'd be it. But the art we would have, it would be magnifique. Alright, so that's about our half hour. I'm going to go ahead and go. Because honestly, I need to get out on the fucking road. I've finding myself fighting to do this. But thank you for watching. However you ingest this video audio, if you're here feeling me, please stop. It's very creepy and I'm uncomfortable. But until you see me next time, I am Kamurai. Have a nice day. If you want to see anything else we're up to, click the annotations and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.